All right. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Dio Morales, your host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and we're coming to you live from the top 32 of the Coruscant Championship. We're going to get that overlay here in a second. It seems like producer Nick may have hit the snooze button a few too many times, but we'll get everything set on our side here. My name's Dio Morales, super excited to be here with you guys, and today I'm joined by my good friend
Ryan Moisture Farmer. And Dion, you got a little bit of popping going on in your mic a bit. This is early. This is an early time in the morning.
I'm ready to go, man. Pop, let's go.
Pop, let's do it. Here we go.
All right, so while I try to track down producer Nick, can you please go ahead and read down those lists?
Yeah, I got you, man. All right, man. So on the left side of your screen, overall, this is a Separatist versus Resistance matchup, which is really interesting because all day yesterday, we actually didn't have any CIS in, but Benjamin Whetten on the left, taking the Separatist Alliance with a Techno-Union Hyena-class droid bomber with Plasma Torps, the Dark One probe droids, and landing struts. Then another one with just Plasma Torps and landing struts. A Bactoid Hyena with Diamond Boron and landing struts. And then 4 drones, 2 with Discord missiles, and all of them with grappling struts. So they all have the struts, right? So they can all land on those obstacles. It's a medley of all kinds of different munitions. You got those plasmas, you got the Diamond Boron, and then of course the Discords. And then on the right side of your screen, we've got a Rey 2A. So Rey, and she's running the classic Death Ray, Corsella, Rose Tico, Finn, Contraband Cybernex, Rey's Millennium Falcon. That 97 points has become a rock all tournament season for Resistance players. But the wingmen have shifted and altered across many different users. Michael has opted for ZZ with heroic and cluster missiles and advanced optics, and then Tali with heroic, cluster missiles, and advanced optics. The cluster missile choice, pretty interesting, Dion. I'm curious to see how it goes. We're about to have some combat already.
Yeah, they're getting into it. And again, we'll get everything updated here in a minute. We got ZZ taking these shots. We got 1 crit using the focus for optics, getting in there. This is obstructed. He's fine.
Easily avoided, but good to get shots pretty early there. And ZZ's going to get a focus for his efforts as well.
100%.
It's really interesting when you have Swarm. I mean, there are a few matchups in the top 32 that are Swarm versus Chunk, and it's that damage race, right? Can Michael remove ships fast enough to before he loses Rey?
Yes. So this is Benjamin Whetten versus Michael Turner, by the way, for those looking for names. Benjamin Whetten versus Michael Turner.
I think I did say that, Dion. Credit to me.
I'm sorry. I'm repeating myself on purpose.
You're a good man. You're a good man. I also am. This is a more difficult matchup for the Resistance than it appears, because you look at these droids, right, and you think, oh well, Rey should just be able to pop 1 a turn. When she's gonna try to hit this Hyena pretty hard here. She's gonna do 2 damage onto it on the onset here. But the one thing that is really, really bad for Rey are these Discord missiles, because she does not have a super effective way to get them off.
Yeah, 100%. Because you can, if the opponent was to, let's say, put them in the back, you'd be able to boost away. But if somebody places them in the front, the only way for that droid to end up off of you is if you die. One of your,
that's one way,
right? That's an option. You can have an enemy ship, or sorry, not an enemy ship, a friendly ship shoot at it. Okay, you can have a friendly ship shoot at it as well.
Yep.
Okay. Or if there's a situation where it cannot be placed in the front, then it would get slotted to the back, and then you'd be able to fly away from it. But we got
Right,
2 hits
so if you,
going at Ray.
Is that at Ray or is that ZZ?
That's at Ray.
Okay, cool. I couldn't tell.
Got the
Should be
Squirgle.
okay here, though.
Yeah.
She's got force if she wants it.
She actually
no,
spent both
take the
force on
shield.
that attack. She went pretty hard on it, so that's going to be first shield there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not good. I mean, even then, Ray only has 11 total health. And this this scavenged YT 1300 is not the most it's not the most durable ship, which thematic is pretty rad, but it hits like a truck. And I think that Benjamin is probably pretty excited that he traded a couple damage on that droid. 2 damage for 1 shield on Ray seems like a good exchange for him. Interested to see what Tally does, and if that bullseye can come into play even a little bit to help Ray out. Anytime that she can get 1 more green, that's just really, really valuable stuff there.
Now, for maybe somebody who didn't notice, we did get the during the end phase, the DRK-1 probe droids end up getting launched there, and we'll be moving during the system phase with that 3-bank template into one of those 5 different slots that are on the DRK. The enemy
Worth
ship.
noting, Dion, that there's some really good additional utility to those pro droids now that advanced targeting priority has started to hit the scene and be more popular in more squads. And as they get more and more popular, I think that this, it provides the separatists with a really good counter to it, because if that's the closest thing, they have to fire at it. That's at range 1 in that range band, and there's nothing else to choose from.
Now, just real quick, if we can. Never mind. Go ahead. Sorry.
Did you need me to do something?
No, not you. You're good.
Got it. So it's really there. He's on that rock right there on the left side of the screen, that Techno Union bomber. Do we think he flies off that rock, or is he just going to hang out there and be staying there, rotating, trying to get that coverage? I would say it's red Techno Union bomber.
The red Techno Union bomber. Well, it has those plasma torpedoes, so
yeah,
you wanna make sure that those get off on something, and I think that's why we saw Michael go so aggressive at it. Is being able to eat up that extra shield can be really valuable on all of them. So it just really depends on the priority for Ben to actually get them off. Now, with those DRK droids, for maybe somebody who's not familiar with it, you can actually measure from the DRK to get a target lock.
Right.
So now it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to matter too much in this matchup, because at least not yet, because of how aggressive Michael came out of the gate.
Agree.
So the YT 1300 will likely be in range before we actually before the DRKs will even matter. It'll be in range of the other ships. All right. So it looks like we have that. Good. Right now we're just trying to get the right sizing for our overlay to see what fits the best for y'all to be able to see as much as you can, but it also look good. Now, we didn't have a chance to choose our champion, unfortunately, for this game. We had some technical difficulties getting started this morning. But
you know what that means?
That means we have over/under.
Over/under.
Okay, so here's our opportunity. If you haven't played over/under, it works the exact same way as choose your champion, but instead of typing 1 or 2 for picking a player, you type over/under on whatever it is that we are over/undering. So what do you think would be a good over/under in this matchup, my friend?
Okay, so here's what we'll do. How about I pick the over/under this time, Dion, and you pick the line, right?
Okay.
I think that's fair. Okay,
Sounds good.
I'm gonna say, give me the over under on um on the over under on health remaining on Ray at the end of the game.
Health remaining on Ray. Let's see. Man, that's tough. You're asking me who's going to win the game. That's
I mean, or we could do, you know what? Actually, let me get something a little easier. The chat's like, that's so easy. She's gonna die. Blah blah. Let's do over under separatist ships remaining.
Separatist ships remaining. Okay, we got total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna set the line at 2.5.
2.5 separatist ships remaining. It's a pretty good line.
2.5 separatist ship remaining. Here we go. The over under has been started. 2.5 separatist ships remaining. I'm gonna write that down because I don't want to forget. 2.5. There you go. So make sure you got to type exclamation point bet, under or over, and then how much you want to bet.
Exclamation point Trevor bets.
Nice.
Oh, my guy.
All right.
Oh, so I'm seeing a lot of alternating over and under. I think that was a good Vegas line there, Dion. Good work.
Thank you. Thank you. I got some practice.
Yeah. Oh, you do. You do. We're all a bunch of degenerate X-Wing gamblers.
My points. All right.
Look at where ZZ is, though.
ZZ getting into it, looking to pop that Techno Union. I mean, we've seen from Michael that he was going to start this aggressive. I'm not going to be surprised if we see Ray just shoot into here as well. I think maybe what he's looking for. Okay, he's looking for a target lock, it would seem. Ray already has a target lock.
I mean, how good is Rose, right?
So good. Yeah, being able to recycle those bad dice, or just not needed dice.
It just makes me really, really happy that Rose is so good, and Rose and Finn together just work so well. You know,
my theme. Okay, now I find this really interesting. The fact that ZZ took a target lock onto the pink Trade Federation drone.
I think he's hoping that Ray is just going to nuke red into the stratosphere.
Okay, fair.
I think he's hoping that Ray kills red, and then if so, he's got that lock on pink. So
Ray does a 2 forward. That is a blue maneuver. Is able to do the action because of Coruscant. I'm assuming that's on there. Yes, Coruscant.
Yep. Coruscant, very good. Such a good card.
And here we go. The Discord have begun. Discord missile fired here at the cost of a calculate.
The good news is, depending on how the board shakes out and with Coruscant, there are opportunities for Ray to get that droid to have to land on a debris to get it behind her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so people are saying, the target lock, you're right, it would be set up for the cluster missile. I guess my question more was why not focus in on the red, on the Techno Union bomber?
Sorry, I guess I just shouldn't have glossed over that. It's a given it's for the munitions, right?
Yeah.
To hit, but I think that they're doing that because he feels confident he's going to take red out here.
All right, well, going for the death ray shot here, putting that Finn blank to the side. Here we go, 4 dice.
Seems like a good opportunity to spend a lock.
Yep, I think you probably spend it on all the dice. I think I'd grab that focus too.
No, I think you definitely should spend it on the focus too.
Yeah,
the math is.
He's not going to. So can convert 1. Actually, no, he has a focus token. He can make it into 5 hits.
Yeah, he can get the 5. I guess I don't. No, sorry. I guess you keep the focus. That my apologies. You keep the focus there. I didn't see the focus token on Ray. That's my bad. If you only have force, right? Let's say you only had force or like a calculate or like a single eyeball conversion. That's where you reroll all of them. It's the old, like in first edition, you would always do that. Like if you had rack, right, in a range one shot, you convert the eyeball. I guess you can still do it now with rack and reinforce. If you roll 4 and you roll 3 blanks and an eyeball, you still, if you have a chance to reroll all of them, you do. But if you have a focus, it's fine to keep it because that's assured, right?
Right.
It's only when you have limited focus tokens that's where that happens.
All right, so we're gonna get some. Yeah, there you go. That ship removed from the table. Now, it did at the cost of the focus. We'll see if that ends up costing Ray some health with spending that focus token, because as she now only has a single defensive mod there with 1 force, but it was able to clear the Techno Union bomber.
Yeah, got the ship off, which was good.
The table. All 3 health are gone off of the red Techno Union bomber. Here's that shot from ZZ cluster missiles. 3 dice attack.
Was that a
that's
blank
hit crit? No, that's a crit.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Hit crit. Wow. Really good cluster shot going in to start there. Did you close the betting, Dion?
On the over-under? No, I did not.
Better do it now.
All righty, we'll go ahead and do that. We did get some people to participate. Actually, a good chunk of people. It is closed now.
Oh.
Only
one calculate. Yeah, spend that.
Yep.
So we got 2 blanks.
Hit crit.
See what happens. Is this a direct? Is he just gonna pop it?
Structural damage.
I don't want to see that. That's for sure.
So down to 1 agility on that Vulture droid. But you know what? You would assume that it would take 1 more shot to kill it anyway.
Oh
so,
yeah.
So
no
the
doubt.
value.
But now it does. It reduces that chance of those. Now it's like you feel really confident you'll kill it with 1 more shot.
Yep. A note to people. I see somebody saying list should be on tabletop.to. You are spectators. Tabletop.to is not for you. I love your faces. Stay off tabletop.to. It's for the players. We don't want it lagging. Thank you. All right, 1 of each here.
Yep.
Exclamation point list will give you the full list of everybody who was playing. I'll get you a top 32 set of lists here in a minute.
Nothing. Only 1 hit there, looks like.
All right, I'm about to drop a link in the chat. Now, I don't have it set up as a command quite yet, just because we're in the middle of a game. But here's a document with all the matchups that are happening right now in the top 32 with the player's name and their lists. If you guys want to take a peek right now, you can go ahead.
Now, Dion, people might be wondering again, like, why are you taking cluster missiles on these A's? And the one thing it provides them is 3-die range 2 shots, right? Yes, you can maybe use it on the swarm to like chip away on the outsides, but there are many times you get a range 2 shot with these A-wings, and with a lock, with a lock and then even optics potentially, you have a opportunity to punch a little bit above your weight class at that range 2.
Yeah, it's basically just playing for you're playing for the 3rd dice, and I don't think that that you're using that secondary part of the cluster missiles too often, where you get to do that second attack. You have 4 3-dice attacks at some point.
Absolutely. And the other thing that's worth noting to Dion is if you have your arc pointed to the rear, that means you still are getting 3-die shots out the front and the back. Range 1 and range 2 out the front, even if your turret is in the back. So sometimes, I'm sure this is like probably pretty rare, but there are times when you're like, I don't want to burn actions on rotate, right?
Right.
Like doing something to rotate or stress or whatever. I'm going to keep this in the rear and still have the functionality to shoot out the front.
Yep. Oh, okay. Now one note. Michael did forget ZZ's ability after shooting.
May.
I believe it is a May ability.
It does say May, but it enters the queue. So
Oh, that's not how that works, Ryan. We've established this. Now, ZZ did take 2 shields and a crit. Does have the focus now. 2 hits coming in.
Brutal.
And next shot here. All right, so we got defended there.
Sure did.
Now, while he didn't have a token on that first defense, he did come into the teeth of the swarm. There, he's in the arc of quite a few ships.
And honestly, if they want to shoot at ZZ, better for Ray.
Yep. Spends a focus there. Rolls a die for fun.
Oh, and Pink's gonna go for the revenge shot here.
Yep.
Hoping
right, all you got to do is sneak in one at this point.
Touch back at you. There's 1 calculate still on the board.
Ooh, is it in range 1? That matters. Check that range. I'm gonna ask them to check. They're checking it already.
Yeah, they got it. Yeah, I think it's just in range.
It is in range. Got that corner.
He needs 2.
Got him.
No, got him. ZZ's dead. Really rough for Michael there.
Yep. And even with the missed opportunity of flipping the token early, if you break down all those shots, ZZ would have died anyway.
Yeah. Still would be dead. Yep.
Yep.
Ends up not mattering. But again, better that's ZZ than Ray.
That's true. You hate to see it. Now, we got another couple shots going into Ray. Yeah, Ray is the hammer for sure. 1 hit. Ray can spend the force to avoid that damage.
Nah, she's going to take that shield. That force is valuable later on.
But she will use the Rose ability to set up that target lock.
Yep.
It's always good if you're flying Ray with Rose to, like in this situation, you got quite a few ships in your arc. You do have an opportunity to choose, but you want to set up that lock as you go, just in case they opt for some reason not to shoot you or something. You want to make sure you have that mod next turn. 2 hits, spends a target lock. This is a plasma torpedo, friends.
Yeah, it is.
3 hits.
Which is why I think he felt comfortable losing that shield a little bit too. If he's gonna, you know.
Well, the problem there is if he would have spent. I mean, I guess you're saying he would have lost it anyway.
Yeah, he's gonna lose it anyway on that plasma torp shot, right?
Yep. So ends up taking a damage card.
So now it like doesn't do that extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then of course you've got the buzz droid, which is continual damage as well. This is a really bad turn of events for Michael. Not a great round losing ZZ, and now Ray's at 7, and she only gets 1 shot a turn, right? Like even if she pops another one next turn.
And that's a wounded pilot, by the way, on Ray.
Could be worse. You've got Coruscant, right? Like,
you have Coruscant. You got the Millennium Falcon title,
right?
Which allows you to, boost, do sloops, all while stressed.
So Ray now at 6 health.
Alrighty. So at this point, we have 51 minutes left. I mean, we got into this game real fast. They really went for it. And I wonder, do you think Michael is normally this aggressive, or is there a reason why in this matchup he would be going in so fast? Does he think that if he gave the swarm enough time, they'd be able to gain better positioning? I'm just what do you think there?
Yeah, it's really tough when you go after the CIS swarm specifically, because they essentially have infinite focus, basically. And we're already past round 1, and or round 2 rather, but there are 50 minutes left in the game. Every round takes so long, right? Like, just takes a long time to play. That's any swarm. So you have to look at it. The faster you can get into these engagements, the more chance you have to, deal that damage and take out the swarm. But conversely, you give up maybe the opportunity to jockey for slightly better positioning. But I think Michael got himself where he wanted to be.
All right, yeah, chat, thanks for telling me. I'm turning off all the links in that document right now. Thank you for the heads up. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Getting through that. Mr. Rocker Crocker, we'll get to that in a break. Thank you, sir. Just remind me during the break. I got you, fam. Now, Tally has cluster missiles as well. I mean, this is where those cluster missiles you're going to have to kind of go for the over here, where, you said that Rey only gets 1 shot a turn. Yes, but Tally could potentially have 2. The second one's unmodded, but are we at that point where you need to start taking those risks with Tally's offensive tools, or maybe we just stay consistent and patient and just spread out those 3 dice attacks. I just don't know if Michael will have enough time to do that.
It's gonna be tough. No doubt about it, Dion. It's an uphill battle for Michael now, but the faster you get Rey out of this opening engagement, if she can survive this next round, you have an opportunity to maybe get away and start doing like arc dodgy things. And I think I may have tried to delay Rey another round and bring her around a little bit further. But I mean, again, it's just so tough. You want all your guns hitting at once. I can't fault Michael for what he did, but he's in dangerous parking lot territory here now. Luckily, he has an opportunity to maybe leapfrog some of these ships with Rey now.
Yeah, and you can see what Ben's doing here. He's pointing his arcs in like all the directions right now, saying, I don't know where you're going to go, but I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah, exactly.
The only safe place would be... Our safer place would be like leapfrogging. I'm not sure if a 4 straight gets past all that and then boosting around the corner.
We'll have to see.
Yeah,
but he's gonna get bumped.
Yep. She attempted to do a 1 right bank.
It's a lot of shots on Rey. Now
here is a note about Coruscant, if I'm not mistaken. You do have to fully execute the blue maneuver in order for her ability to trigger.
Correct.
So that means that Rey did just take. I know you guys can't see it from your angle, but we'll switch to the patron cam real quick here so you guys can take a look.
The good news is what this move does is it forces that buzz droid to the back, I believe.
If we zoom in
looks
here, they have plenty of space.
Room.
That buzz droid's gonna slot right in there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Brown was going to be blocking that, but it doesn't look like it. Man, I almost would have... I wonder what a sloop would have looked like there. Oh, she wasn't stressed, was she?
No, she wasn't stressed.
Round? She wasn't stressed. The sloop may have been interesting.
But she could have done it even if she was stressed because of the break Millennium
title, right? Yeah.
But ZZ getting sorry, not ZZ. Sorry, Rip F's in the chat for ZZ. Tally rolling in here, range 1. I mean, you take a focus and you got to start the onslaught.
Yeah, you hope, right?
That's right.
Rey is going to get a really, really good shot on something. You can take it on green and hope you can just blast him into the stratosphere.
Yep, leaving pink alone as it is pointed the opposite direction and pretty easy to kill at some other point. That is a good roll to get started with. I think I would just hold it there. Take the target lock while... Okay, so I guess you get the target lock off the bank.
Lock and you spend it immediately on that eyeball.
Yep. Hold on to that force, and there is the expenditure of the target lock.
Yeah, exactly. See what you get. Oh.
Blank to blank. Can set up the target lock again, though, with that second blank.
No, he's going to force.
He's going to use the force. That is aggressive, my friends.
Very aggressive. 1 evade, so we're going to get 3 damage on green.
Yep, this is the first damage there.
Yeah, so 2 health left on that guy.
I mean,
and then Tali is going to try to see what she can do here.
Reach.
It's got range 1 on yellow as well. But what do you go for? Do you try to get the 1 shot on blue?
Yeah, I would go in the blue. You got range 1.
Yeah.
You have calculates all around. I think if you would have gotten the Bactoid down to 1 health, you probably take the yeet shot from downtown.
Oh, she's got a lock on blue anyway. So
there you go.
For the cluster here.
All right, so that's just 2. Are we going to get the secondary? Yep. Is it the cluster missile? Just checking her charges. It is a cluster missile attack.
Yeah.
It's going to spend a calculate to avoid any damage.
Yep.
Now here comes
some calculates, right?
That's right. And here comes an opportunity to do the secondary shot as he has yellow and white. The yellow hyena, the Techno Union bomber, and the white vulture.
Yeah, and he will, I believe.
He's going to actually take the range 2 on to pink to see just to get rid of it.
Yeah, but no lock there. But pink only gets...
Yeah. Only gets 1 die.
Yeah, only 1 die. It's not obstructed, so... Try to burn another calculate, potentially.
Yep, this is the...
You wish you had gotten 2 there, but 1's enough.
So the pink vulture is removed from the table.
Yeah.
And we are good to go. So at this point, 50 to 78. But now the droids get to respond. There are 4 shots going into Rey.
Yeah, let's see if she can survive. It's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight, especially because there's that buzz droid damage as well.
Yeah, exactly. You only got to do 5. The buzz droids will finish it off. I mean, that might be the reason why he just went and spent the force. Just saying, you know what? Rey's going to die anyway. I'm just going to go out swinging.
Not a bad... I mean, it's not great, but that's what you've got available to you.
Looks like we're going to spend a... No, not going to spend a calculate.
Okay, so 1 damage. Maybe he didn't see that he had that calculate. Or maybe he already spent it and didn't get it fully taken off. Hard to know. Tali, I think, is going to proc here, though.
And spending the target lock.
Oof.
This is a 3 dice plasma torpedo.
Yeah. This is where you wish you had some of that force back.
Yep. Hit crit. Couple more cards. Raised down to 1.
I think the buzz droid will finish her off after that, right?
That's it.
Yeah. Rip. Oh, I forgot about Tali's ability there. You even checked it.
Yep.
Or did you already use the charge on another one? Oh, no, sorry. Secondary weapon. Did use it, right? So it's secondary weapon, so he didn't get the range bonus. So he got the obstruction bonus from the asteroid, right? And then he got another die for Tali, so he's good. Plasma torps don't give you that range bonus.
And it looks like he's just going to continue here. The onslaught 1 hit. This is an obstructed shot.
Buzz droids is absolutely brutal.
Safe. Next shot. Another range 2. 2 dice. 1 hit. And there's a squiggle. So the Buzz droids will be finishing it off.
That's why I like not having the force to prevent one of those damage, right? Is just so crushing. Oh wait, do we have the damage wrong on here, Dion?
Oh, sorry. We kept saying 6. There's 8 hull. Still alive.
1, 2, 3. Well, I saw 6 at the start of the round on her, though. I guess I wasn't sure if there's more stacked up in there, and I just can't see it.
No, what you guys see is correct. There's only 6 damage cards right now.
Oh,
right.
Interesting. What did we miss then? Did we miss a damage somewhere? I could have sworn. It must be early. Morning, everyone.
Well, the players are playing on. We got. Yeah, not sure. We're gonna go ahead and keep it rolling.
Yeah. I thought that there was another damage from that initial plasma torp shot, right? Because he lost his shield and dealt 2, and then got another one from the buzz, and then. But I guess must have missed something in there.
All right, so we well, Ray has two health left. Well, then you know what? Not spending that calculate early on the Bactoid shot. They're just calculate, just kind of hanging out there. I'm gonna leave it alone. All right.
Yep, just leave it alone.
Yep. I just want it cleared from the table. That's really all I want. We'll let it lie though. I'm sure they'll realize it as they start moving ships. But missed opportunity there for Ben, and it's clear as day for you guys. You guys can see it right there. The calculate.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. And you know, something that I like about this droid swarm though, that makes it much more fair in my mind, is that you can't fit that TAC in there, right? That TAC droid like Kraken or TA-175, right? And that means that you have to, because you've taken all these other missiles and stuff like that, you need to give that up in order to get this offense. And that's why I think the CIS swarm is much fairer than what it kind of might have been in the past a bit, because before you kind of could have your cake and eat it too. You could fit every single thing possible that you want.
Right.
Now with the separatist swarms, you do need to make interesting and difficult choices, which I harped on the CIS swarm for a really long time, and I was unhappy with it simply because with the kind of infinite focus generation and TA-175 and like other options, it felt that for many lists 75 minutes was just not enough to take it down, unless in order to have the time to do it, you had to joust it, and you're going to lose the joust automatically. Now though, you can actually deal that damage without these TAC droids, or at least there aren't 8 ships in this, there are only 7. And it means even if Ray kills something here, if Ray and Tali both kill something here and he loses Ray, right, Tali would have a potential opportunity in a 1v3 situation as an ace to climb out of that hole.
Yeah, exactly. You can with an A-wing, you got a lot of flexibility there for sure. And here we go, too hard.
I think the separatist droid swarm should be, this should be a viable option. Just was waiting for the points and the upgrades to be tweaked appropriately so that it was slightly more fair.
100%. We got that barrel roll to calculate. Yeah, because that's the thematic. You should be able to fly them in a swarm, right? Like
absolutely.
That's what works.
And this is the kind of thing I like to see. Like this is a,
Now we might get another landing
all
struts
guns
there.
On Ray again.
There's Ben realizing he had to calculate, grabbing the calculate. Pause for a second.
Sad.
You could see the sadness in the hand. Sad hand. I think that might need to be an emote, the sad hand.
The sad hand.
Just like the TTS pointer finger and a sad face on it.
So setting up the kill box on Ray here. And again, Ray with 2 and a fuel leak. So you're expecting that Ray's probably only get 1 more shot before she dies. But you really, if you're Michael, then you absolutely have to take 2 ships off the table here.
So we got to rotate there from the Vulture. All right, now you just see Ben basically creating a kill box with his ships.
Doing his best. Wants to start getting shots on Tali too. 34 minutes left in the game.
Takes a stress.
And I will say this, playing a droid swarm in TTS is a lot fairer than playing it on the table because the maneuver execution is so much faster.
Yeah.
So you save yourself maybe an extra, like if you're playing against swarms, you probably save yourself an entire extra round of combat by TTS auto completing the maneuvers, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
maybe even 2, and that is huge.
I could argue that number might even be higher, just because you got to think of all the other things that physical X-wing does have complications with, right? The imperfections.
Absolutely.
Measuring range through 5 other ships.
Yeah.
Checking
100%.
arcs, all that.
Adding, TTS completely, like I would wager that the average rounds in TTS, when everyone knows how to use it, are higher than on a physical table.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
And higher round count favors in a swarm matchup aces, and in an ace matchup the attrition.
Yep.
It's really interesting because when you get more rounds, it's more opportunity when an aces play against a swarm for them to chip that down and win. But conversely, when aces are playing against certain other things, that's more rounds for them to catch back up. So it is like I'm in favor of more rounds. Get us closer to game completion.
All right, we got a range 1 from Tali to the buzz droid that might be happening here pretty soon. Ooh, but Tali getting clipped. Mind you, it's going to go in the back because it's not going to fit in the front, and Tali will be able to fly away, but we'll be taking an auto damage this turn.
Yeah, rough. Those buzz droids are those Discord missiles are just so good. Just auto damage. If you think about how good crack shot is, right?
Yep.
Like, Discords are absolutely worth it.
Here we go, range 1 going at that Discord. It's the only way you're going to save Rey. You got to give her a chance.
How much damage do you have to do to it?
I think it's just 1.
Just 1?
Yeah, but they have 3 agility. Is that what it is?
God, that's so rough. But he's going to get it, I think, right?
Yup.
Yeah, he's going to protect her. So that means Rey has 2 shots going at her, but probably just 1 if Rey can toast that green Bactoid who only has 2 health left. So that was a really savvy, smart play by Michael.
And 1 hit.
Got Finn, right? Wow, just out of range 1.
Somebody in the chat, Z. Oh, I lost their message. ZLK Torn says Discord missile is the ultimate cancer of this game. Changed my mind. You haven't been playing X-Wing very long, have you, friend? Nantex, did you live through this? Were you living under a rock?
Oh my God, Natty's out.
Natty's.
Wow, he nattied out. Crazy. Now Ray's in a really bad spot. He needed to get that kill.
Another range 1 shot.
Yeah.
Going into Ray. She has no force available, no focus. 1 hit.
That's the problem with Ray. She can get force starved real fast.
2 hits coming in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a guaranteed damage right there because there's literally nothing she can do.
Yeah, and
Takes
that's going to
2.
do it. That's 2.
Pop. I mean, you got Tally versus the world. Now, let's talk about the tools that Tally does have available, right? She has this focus rotate. All right.
Well, let's talk about that if she's if she survives this round.
True. let's see what
Because
happens.
she's taking an auto crit after this, so if the shields get stripped, that can be a very precarious place for her to be.
And there is no calculate in range for that, so it's just going to be 1 crit. Three dice coming in from Tally.
And gets the evade.
Got the squiggle. We're good. We're good. I think there's 1 more shot coming in from blue.
Yep. So it's likely Tali survives this, but really hope she's just clenching and just hoping that she doesn't lose shields here.
Two dice.
But she's got
Ooh, 2 hits.
She's got heroic though, so it's just very unlikely that she loses shields. Yeah. So she'll lose 1 here from the buzz droid.
Mm-hmm.
But all the discords are gone, and she's gonna be able to fly away from that on this turn.
Now, there's quite a few people in the chat talking about patience, the force ability for Rey. Yeah, I do agree that will be a great card on her. It does make her more expensive. You're still going to kit her out with everything else. You're just also adding the cost of patience onto there.
Yeah, and the deplete's not that big of a deal, to be totally honest, on her, given all the other stuff.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I would caution y'all. Now, Rey is a fantastic hammer. She's real good. But, you know, any ship that goes into the teeth of another list, and it's not in their favor, you can lose a game no matter what tools you got. So I think, like Michael, he came in aggressive, and I could see the thought lines in maybe thinking, you know, if I can try to catch these droids out of position before they kind of get set. But Ben's his path to start, I felt like we still engaged on Ben's terms versus Michael's terms. Like it just happened a couple turns early. Like the rocks were behind. We're behind the A-wings and Rey, and all the droids could pop onto them afterwards. I feel like Michael should have been a little bit maybe more patient, and it just might not be his style, which 100% understand it. But maybe trying to find them in a little bit more open space in that top right or top left corner. Top right or bottom right corner. Could have maybe made a difference. A little bit of a different field of play.
Again, it's easy to say some of that in hindsight too, especially I think if, you know, ZZ's greens weren't exactly great at the start there, and you know, I think if ZZ survives 1 more round, you get another round of those clusters or another round of that's another shot that you get. Like Michael's on the edge right now, and like he's behind obviously, but a couple things just tilt a little more in Michael's way. This is a closer endgame situation here. So it's hard to fault him for just using Rey as she is intended to be used as a hammer, right?
And I think versus a 4, maybe even a 5-ship list, I think that's okay. But I mean, this is you're playing against, what is it, 6, 7 ships? 3, 7. You're playing against 7 ships. That's when it becomes a little precarious. But here we go. ZZ Tally's gonna do the work though.
She's gonna try. But again, 24 minutes left. 2 die shots. Has a lot of heavy lifting to do.
Takes the barely unobstructed shot onto the White Vulture. It's gonna sneak a crit through.
It's a good start.
It's a direct hit. You got half points there.
Yeah. So you're just gonna slowly chip here, right?
Tickle them to death. Do it. Oh, just barely range 2. I mean, it was range 2 back. I guess that's not to be surprised. Sorry about that. All right. He has a calculator available to make it 2 hits.
Yep. So we're looking at, those 3 dice. Luckily, Tali still has that focus. No buzz droids on her anymore. Oh, that's the nightmare. No heroic.
Spends for 1.
So now that's half on Tali. So lost that exchange.
2 hole in a dream. We got a range 3 shot coming in here. 2v4. There's a calculator nearby. Got the natties.
Yeah.
And we're back.
That's what I was saying before, that if Michael had been able to get rid of green with Rey, like let's say Dion, let's roll that turn back a little bit where Michael went all in to keep Rey alive by shooting the buzz droid. If Tali had opted to instead not do that, right, and had like focus rotated back and took a shot at someone behind her to get some damage through, and Rey had killed green, he just been like, yeah, it's just Rey's gonna die here, whatever. He went for the riskier play there to keep Rey alive, which could have paid off a lot bigger for him had it worked, right? But by not doing that, he's now in a bit more of a hole in this Tali endgame because of that. And I don't know what the math was like on both killing the buzz droid and then killing green and then Rey surviving the rest of those shots.
There's definitely a possibility that it could have been just, no need. Say Rey was going to die no matter what. Take some other good offensive shots while you had a chance.
Yeah, exactly. Or even Tali also shoot at green. Like Tali and Rey shoot at green to ensure that green gets off the table, right? But that's a little safer play. It's more of a hedge. But I get what, if Rey does survive there, right? You kill the buzz droid and you kill green and she survives a couple shots. Like that's the dream, right?
And then Rey comes in and punches other stuff in the face, right?
Yeah, exactly. Tali's in pretty good position to run here, though. Again, it's going to be really, really tough for her to pull this out because it's 21 minutes. Like, I don't know if there are enough rounds in the game to take it. But I think you focus boost left now and shoot at green. That's probably what you do. Then you can 2 hard back. Yeah. So Tali in good position to finish green off here. Or at least try.
Get it. Here we go. And with that Bactoid prototype only has 1 hull left. 2 dice coming in. Ooh. The A-Wing's worst roll.
The worst roll it can get, yeah. He's got to now hope that he blanks out.
Optics for 1. No.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal luck there. You have you have 90% or 89% chance of not doing that. That's the worst roll for the A.
Yep.
It's the worst roll.
Do we have any shots in the tallies? All right, we got a range 3 downtown. One focus, one blank. Roll for fun. 2 of aids. Get those space monkeys off your back.
Now
pilot.
you're not just playing against the Separatists. Now you're playing against the clock. 19 minutes left, and you were really hoping, if you're Michael, that you kill Tali right there.
Yeah, if you could have taken her out, that would have been absolutely massive.
Yeah,
absolutely massive.
He's just so behind right now.
So with half of tally is what? That's 23 points.
Yeah.
So that basically means you need to be one-on-one with...
You have to kill everything except for one.
Right.
Essentially.
Well, it depends which one it is, because the ones with Discord missiles and grappling struts are worth 25 points. So you got to have one of those down to half, or you have the white one who's only has grappling struts on there, who's already at half alive.
And I mean, obviously they have to play it out, right? They have to play it all out, but the clock is so. But again, remember you asked, why do you go in so fast? This is why you go in so fast, because you actually have a tiny bit of hope, right? If you roll all crits every round, you just start popping these things. You give yourself as many shots as possible. In a traditional game, like on the table, like usually you get to this point, there are only like 9 minutes left or something, right? And you're just you're done.
Next move here, coming in from the Hyena Bomber. Gonna be doing that 2
I
bank.
will say that the addition of concussion bombs also really helps neuter, adds a counterplay to the droid swarm as well. I know.
Oh yeah.
Traditional droid players would say that that they never really cared that much about bombs, like whatever. But the concussions are. They don't like to take strain, right? And they don't want that crit face up cards. Like it's pretty brutal for them to go into that.
No, thank you. Not interested in all that jazz.
So let's talk about some endgame strategy here, Dion. Ben pretty much has us in the bag, and he's being a good lad. Is still playing, but he has no reason to continue actually playing this game if Tali's going to run. If Ben was smart, he would curve his droids back out and not engage, and force Tali to come back around to engage. Because continually chasing her like this just gives Michael even an opportunity to win when there's no reason to even allow him to play.
It's true. All of it. 3 hits, and has the focus.
Stays alive.
This is Michael now, just playing for pride. That's what it is. Playing for pride.
And then obviously, like, Ben would like to end the game, right, if he can.
Right.
But I think after this turn, I don't think you continue to chase. I think you cut back in and wait for Tali to come back and, like, attempt to re-engage.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to hyperextend your squad.
No, don't overextend yourself. If Tali comes in, make sure that she's coming into 5 shots. And Tali's going to take a crit. Hull breach. Doesn't matter on the A.
Nope. The hull will be breached when it dies.
Especially because there's no MOV involved here. We're in the cut. Like, it's not like Ben needs to pad his win or whatever.
Yep.
Nope, now it ends. So all that was moot. So that'll be a win for Ben.
That is a W.
GG.
So congratulations to Ben Whetten, who will be moving on in the top 16. Michael Turner, thank you so much for playing. Really appreciate you, fam. And we will be we're gonna get ready for our next round. But before we do that, I figured we should take a peek at our next set of stretch goals. And I'm kind of stalling because my computer's hanging on something. So one moment, please. One moment, please. One moment, please. Come on, machine. Do what I want you to do. Partially my brain's fault. Okay, there it is. So, do we have new stretch goals, Dion? Of course we do. We of course have new stretch goals.